So my chainsaw is all gunked up. I've been running this a lot and I've got a lot more to do tomorrow, and so I need to go ahead and clean this. And I thought I'd just bring you along and show you how I clean my chainsaw. All right, well, look at this. Look how gunky and grimy all of this is. So we're gonna have to clean that up. You know, I'm not going to be changing the fuel filter and air filter and spark plug today. Those are just fine. It's a little dusty up there, but that's just fine. So I do have a service kit right here for my chainsaw. This is the MS261, but I am not going to be doing that. I'm just going to show you how to clean the chainsaw. I'll do a video here soon on how to install all of that. So stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. All right, so a couple of things I found handy to have around when you're cleaning a chainsaw. Number one, the combination wrench or scrinch. It's a combination of a screwdriver and your wrench here for your bolts. So that, because you want to be scraping that stuff off, so I found that handy, or just a flathead screwdriver is fine too, and just some shop towels. So that's really nice. On this casing, this outer casing here, you can see how gunked up this is, and I found it helpful. I've got a trash can right down here, and so I found it helpful just to hold this over the trash can as I kind of scrape all this gunk out of here. So we're gonna go ahead and clean this one off first. All right, so one other set of tools that I found really helpful. This sounds, I know, very odd, but it's a dental tools kit. So I know these things don't bring probably good memories to you, but you know, these little picks in here are actually really handy to get some of these little, I don't know, these little grooves in here that's hard to get with another like this scrunch tool. This is actually really handy. Actually, and these are really nice also for cleaning, once you take the chain off, cleaning the actual groove of the bar. All right, so the casing looking a lot better here, all cleaned out. So got that part. Now we're going to focus on this assembly here, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and take off the bar and chain to clean this out. One thing I want to mention real quick is you probably noticed that I had the bar upside down. Every time I change the chain out, I just flip the bar. It just gives the bar longer life. So no, I did not put that in incorrectly if you thought that earlier, but that's why that was upside down. So we'll go ahead and actually probably go ahead and do the bar here now. You can see on the bar here, we've got all this gunk and sap on here, and it's just really hard to get off. Even with penetrating oil, won't get that off. And so what I found is a really helpful thing to get this stuff off is just a rust remover. So like a Rust-Oleum rust remover, and it comes right off. See that? With that rust remover. So I don't know, there might be a better option out there. And guys, if you are pros at cleaning chainsaws, let me know. But man, if you look at this side right there, how nice that is compared to that. That's what that side looked like. So I don't know, it works for me. So I just use the rust remover, and I think you'll find that really helpful. So now that I got all that sap off here, I like to just put a little coating of some like WD-40 or something like that on here. It just protects it a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the coating of that on the outside. We're about to clean the actual grooves here. I'll show you how to do that in just a second, but man, that's looking a lot better, isn't it? Looking nice. So now that we got the outside of the bar cleaned off, what I like to do again is take this dental tool and just run this through the groove. And you're probably not gonna be able to see this on the camera, but just know I'm kind of going through the groove of the bar here where the chain runs. And just to make sure that's all cleaned out, sometimes that gets missed. There's gunk like that. It gets stuck in there. So I just like to run this dental tool. I know it sounds weird, right? Dental tool for cleaning a chainsaw, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Just kind of run that through there. And that's actually pretty clean inside of there this time. First, I'm gonna get the little sprocket up here. Make sure that's all good on the nose. And it is. So, and that turns just fine. So that's actually not too bad there. Clean out these little guide holes in the bar. So that's good. All right. Okay. So bar's clean. Set that aside. All right. So the next part we want to clean is this whole area here. And obviously it's pretty gunked up. Again, I've got a trash can down below right here. So I'm just going to kind of set this over the trash can as I do this and just get some of this gunk off of here. All right, so I've got it all cleaned up now, and a couple things I found helpful to know when you're putting the chain on. And I've got a whole video on how to sharpen a chain, so I'm not doing that right now for you. But a couple things I found helpful. One, obviously, you need to release the tension so this guide rod can stick through the hole to keep it in place. I like to also kind of push out and a little bit up on the bar when I put the casing on like this, and kind of screw those in. But I kind of pull up a little bit on the actual bar when I'm doing this. Okay, so now obviously it's hanging loose, so we will tighten that. I'm just going to tighten this just a little bit more, and then we will tighten the chain, and we should be. I'm not going to go all the way yet. I'm just going to kind of tighten just a little bit more. And now I can come in here and adjust the tension on the chain. Kind of see it come up there. Now you want it to be able to kind of pop into place. You don't want it sagging and hanging loose. You have to kind of make sure it kind of pops back into place. So that's looking pretty good right there. You don't want to over tighten that. So once it's good, then we'll tighten this down. You know, there's something pleasurable about maintaining equipment. So I'm just really a fan of keeping my stuff clean. Obviously it wasn't, but I like to, after I use it, to clean it up. So, all right. Well, guys, we got a clean chainsaw now. It just makes me feel good to have a clean chainsaw because tomorrow we're going to be doing a lot of sawing. And so I just like this. When I can just pick this up in the morning, when it's cold out in the morning, I'll go ahead and just pick this up. It's ready to go. So hope it's been helpful for you guys. And if you have other comments or suggestions, things that I've overlooked, I'm always happy to learn. So please drop those down below. But if you've not done so, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate you and your support for us. And we'll see you next video.